GenTwo as a service provider is offering you an issuer where you can have now access to all the various asset classes. You can go into digital, you can go into private, you can go into traditional markets. We'd like quickly to just try to nail down in a bit more concrete way what we believe your need, your client needs are. And this is a diversification of your asset allocation. So you might have in your portfolio, in your client portfolio, the lovely growth stock like Amazon, Netflix, etc., etc. But when you currently look at financial figures like the Schiller PE or you're with Warren Buffett to focus more on the GDP, market cap ratios, you tend to say that the market might be a bit overheated. Therefore, you tend to diversify. A very nice market currently, and we all saw the nice figures from Partners Group as well. I read lately an article in the NZZ that the private equity market, the private market itself, is roughly nowadays about 5 trillion. They just gained 1 trillion in a year. So this is definitely a market you'd like to look into. It's as well that family offices, high net worth individuals are looking into those markets. A simpler approach. You have your portfolio, you have a certain position in gold. You have 1 to 5% in gold. Is your client still happy with gold? Probably not. Probably she likes to go into Bitcoin. Or they're completely interested in this crypto stuff, right? They'd like to go into Chainlink, they're into Ether, Polkadot, you name it. You don't know, right? They're potentially interested in fixed income. In the past, you've been in investment-grade bonds. In the current environment with the low yields, is investment-grade bonds still the right thing to be in? Potentially not. Potentially, you're already in high-yield bonds, convertible bonds, you name it. Coming back to the market, right? You potentially think, as mentioned before, it's already a bit at its top. So you probably look for hedge fund strategies, going for a market-neutral idea. So this is all about, right? And this is just a few examples out of unlimited combinations. Therefore, you're looking actually for a solution. And yes, there is already a solution. The structured product industry gave you quite a nice idea, namely actively managed certificates. In short, AMCs. AMCs, the first generation, the situation is that every single issuer has its own value proposition. So there are issuers out, they're super technical, they offer you the nice platform, API, everything. But just on traditional assets, on liquid assets. They might not have the balance sheet for high yield bonds. They might not have access to private equity, to hedge funds, etc., etc. While on the other hand, there might be issuers who are specialized in offering you a very flexible approach. But they're probably less good in the traditional area, right? And at the end, you have asymmetric information you need really to figure out, and most likely, you will end up with several of them. Still, it solves partially the issue that your admin work will be less, you can go for small sizes, you can combine things, but it's not the perfect solution, one fits all. Until 2 gentlemen came across 3 years ago and founded GenTwo. GenTwo as a service provider is offering you an issuer where you can have now access to all the various asset classes. You can go into digital. You can go into private, you can go into traditional markets, but all fits, right? You have one issuer where you can bring it all along. So, in short, you have over us your own, let's say not your own, we provide you your issuer vehicle, you can trade all the assets, you can trade it in a very modular way, and best thing, it's off balance. Now you tend to say, oh, the gentlemen at GenTwo, they're a bit slow, right? I mean, it takes ages for us, 1 month, to set up such a structure. This might be true for 1 or 2 in the past, but as Jörg mentioned just before, right, we really ramped up, so we just doubled in workforce. So now our goal is as well for bankables to make it faster for you. The time to market is not within 3 to 4 weeks, but a way faster the way you actually used to for those products. So believe me, we're really working hard. Coming back, this is actually the GenTwo ecosystem. So you might be the strategy manager. As mentioned, we provide you an issuer. You then need to onboard for this issuer a paying agent, like Incor, like ISP. You as well need then to look for custodians, brokers. Brokers, as said, we have Seba for the digital part. We as well have Rail for the traditional part. Seeds Capital will just follow after me for the private part. Or when you feel that you'd like to go into structured products, but you're not an expert in, the gentleman over there will help you out with Get Financial Products. And to summarize why we're all here, it's not only about the GenTwo ecosystem and that it's super flexible and allows you everything, it's as well for you that the things you're very strong in, where you feel that you have a competitive advantage, you should obviously do by your own. But for all the parts where you feel you have a white spot and you still like to offer this white spot towards your clients, today is the chance to meet, to team up, to go for partnerships, to as well fill those parts that you can have a full offer and really provide everything you can imagine. This is our ecosystem. And now enough said. You are this ecosystem, and please, the stage is yours.